Okay, thanks.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Today, I am very excited about our session. But let me first introduce myself because I'm sure everybody doesn't know me that's coming in. My name is Kay Milliner Kitchens. I am the Director of Sales for the U.S. Virgin Islands Department of Tourism. And joining me today is the proprietor of a lovely bed and breakfast in St. Thomas. Her name is Jessica Geller. Jessica, if you'd like to say hello.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today.
So, Jessica, if you are not familiar with her property, she's going to get you very familiar with At Home in the Tropics. So that way you know that you have a intimate in option for your clients. And I hope you're going to share with them some of your skills, Jessica, in the kitchen. So she does some really nice things for her guests. So it's just really the perfect location, the perfect property for your clients who are looking to have a more intimate vacation experience when they're in St. Thomas. So just kind of waiting for a few more folks to come in, but we've got a good, healthy number now. A few housekeeping notes. So if you guys have any questions about anything, we would love it if you would drop them into the chat. And we're going to answer as many of your questions as we can, either in the chat or at the end of the presentation doing a brief Q&A. So, okay, Camille is asking, how about St. Croix? So we are going to be talking about St. Croix today, Camille. All three islands will be covered. So just sit tight and we'll get you some information on the U.S. Virgin Islands. So again, welcome everyone. So the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix, St. John, and St. Thomas. As most of you know, we are a stunningly beautiful destination. And right now, we're bringing you the destination and offering us as something to be considered as naturally in rhythm for your clients to experience when they're in the USVI, whether they're looking for aquatic activities or looking for more land-based activities, history, culture, whatever it is they're looking for, they'll find as soon as they arrive, they will be naturally in rhythm with the groove of the U.S.
Our
Virgin Islands.
heartbeat is the rhythm of life, and nowhere else is it felt quite like here. You can sense it in the tempo of the tides and breezes, and in the artistic expressions of our people. For ours are no ordinary Caribbean islands, and yours no ordinary Caribbean vacation in the U.S. Virgin Islands, naturally in rhythm.
So you will have an extraordinary vacation experience in the U.S. Virgin Islands because we offer so much for so many people across the gambit. So a little bit about the U.S. Virgin Islands. As you can see from this map, we are very close to the U.S. mainland. We're only about a 2.5 hour flight from Miami. There are three principal islands that make up the U.S. Virgin Islands: St. Thomas, St. John, and St. Croix. And then we also like to consider Water Island, one of the U.S. Virgins. It's considered affectionately known as the fourth U.S. Virgin Island. And it is very doable to see all four of these islands when you book a vacation for your clients to the USVI. St. Thomas and St. John are just 15 minutes apart on the ferry. As you can see here from this map, they're very, very close together. The ferry goes back and forth all day from St. Thomas to St. John. The fare is about $8 and change each way. So it's not only convenient, but it's affordable as well for your clients. And then St. Croix is about a 20-minute seaplane ride from St. Thomas. And it is such a beautiful ride. On takeoff and landing, you get beautiful, beautiful sights of both St. Thomas and St. Croix. And the seaplane is an adventure in and of itself. So definitely is something that you want to make sure your clients are aware of when they want to go back and forth. And then when you're thinking of Water Island, it's just a 5-minute ferry from St. Thomas. So as you can see, it is really, really easy to get around the U.S. Virgin Islands and to really experience all four while you're on vacation. So we are known as the U.S. Virgin Islands. So that means we are a U.S. territory. And as such, U.S. citizens do not need a passport to travel to the U.S. Virgin Islands. So not only are we close in proximity to the mainland, but we have such convenient travel. Your clients can easily get to us without having to do any additional paperwork if they don't have a passport. And this comes in really, really handy, especially for your clients that are large families, like multi-generational families that are traveling, and maybe all the kids don't have passports. So if your clients are specifically looking for a destination where you don't need a passport, remember the U.S. Virgin Islands. I mentioned earlier that we're very close to the mainland. In addition to that, we have lots of airlift into the USVI from the United States mainland. So into St. Croix, we have nonstop service out of Atlanta, Charlotte, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami. And then if you're looking into St. Thomas, you have more options available from more destinations like Houston, Minneapolis, Orlando, JFK. So you have a lot of options to get your clients into the USVI. Winter, of course, is our high season, so you'll find that you'll have even more options in terms of multiple flights a day into the destination from some of these gateways. Also to keep in mind, St. John, being the smallest of the 3 U.S. Virgin Islands, does not have an airport. So no, you cannot fly into St. John. In order to get your clients over to St. John, they would have to fly into St. Thomas and then ferry over to St. John. So let's take a look at all 3 of these beautiful islands. St. Thomas, I like to refer to her as the big sister. She is the one where you're going to find the largest concentration of hotel rooms, dining options, shopping, everything under the sun on St. Thomas. So let's take a look.
St. Thomas is known for many things. Its picturesque harbor, duty-free shopping, and exciting adventures, from wildlife encounters to beautiful vistas. This bustling, cosmopolitan island is filled with wonder. Experience it all in the next 60 seconds.
Kick off your visit with a stroll around Emancipation Garden and then take a sky ride up to Paradise Point for the best view of Charlotte Amalie Harbor. While you're up there, enjoy the USVI's original cocktail, the Bushwhacker. See what's blooming over at the Botanical Garden. Now on to see what's cooking in the streets. Freco, pate, Johnny cakes. These authentic island eats are some of St. Thomas's best treats. Take a walk through history and discover hidden treasures of the deep blue sea. Or walk on the sand floors of one of the oldest synagogues in the world. Stroll down the breathtaking Megan's Bay Beach, or dare to take on some excitement, like swimming with dolphins in this dolphin sea sanctuary. Soar in the sky with a helicopter ride for a bird's eye view of this stunning island. Enjoy this hilltop view while sipping a classic Cruzan rum cocktail with some locally caught seafood. It's no surprise that people call this tropical wonderland a top destination in the Caribbean.
So as you can see, St. Thomas has a lot going on. The video just really touches on just a handful of the activities you can do, but everything from sea trekking to snuba to parasailing, all of these adventures are available for you. And then again, if you're into more history, there's lots of great historical walking tours, great shopping as well. Just so much to do to keep you occupied and keep you busy. A lot of people oftentimes ask me, if it's my client's first time to the U.S. Virgin Islands, which island would you recommend? Well, St. Thomas is a great island to start off your adventure in the USVI, because you'll get to sample a little bit of what all of the islands have to offer. Because even though we have all of these great activities, St. Thomas still has gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful beaches. We have over 42 on St. Thomas alone. So lots of opportunities to really take in the beauty of the destination when you're in St. Thomas. I always like to spend a little time talking about culinary, because it is a big part of your vacation experience in the U.S. Virgin Islands. All 3 of the USVIs have really, really top-notch cuisine. And I don't know if Jessica is going to get into some of those options that are close by when you're at home in the tropics. But this is one that's not too far. French Quarter Bistro is a great, great restaurant right there in Frenchtown. And you see they're holding that massive fish. So one of the great things about vacationing in the Caribbean, you get locally caught fresh fish at most of your restaurants in the USVI. So if you're looking for a lot of farm to table, locally grown ingredients, fresh fish, you have an abundance of that in the USVI. So just make sure you keep that in mind when your clients are looking at the destination, that they want to make sure they get out and sample some of the great dining that's available in St. Thomas. So going over to St. John, as I mentioned, it's just a short ferry over, just a 15-minute ferry ride. Probably one of the most beautiful islands really in the world. So let's take a look at what this island has to offer.
Although it's the smallest of the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. John is big in its natural beauty. So much so that Lawrence Rockefeller found it necessary to protect the island's lush forests, cultural artifacts, and amazing beaches. Witness it all in the next 60 seconds.
Many people escape to St. John to witness the colorful scenery, explore its beauty, and relax. Their waterfront cottages and hillside villas offer pure tranquility, along with some of the best restaurants in Cruz Bay, creating a very distinct food scene. Tuck your toes in the dazzling white sand of these spectacular beaches and delve into the secret underworld to discover hidden sea creatures. Take a stroll around the world-famous Mongoose Junction and explore their quaint galleries and shops offering everything from cool art, clothing, and yummy desserts. A premier place for nature lovers, St. John is the perfect haven for an outdoor adventure through these subtropic forests and steep slopes. Hit the beach for some games and live music, then onto the local bars for some nightlife fun. Now let's get going. The Love City awaits you.
So even for such a small island, you see that St. John really has a lot going on that island. Even though it's just 13 square miles, there's plenty to see and do. But I always tell people it's the perfect destination for your clients who are either nature lovers or beach bums. The hiking in the national park is really quite spectacular. And I know one year I visited with my husband and son, and I said, you know what, I'm always talking about the national parks and the hiking trails. Let's try it. So we did a trail. It was supposed to be an easy trail, but for non-experienced hikers, it took us a little while to get through the hike. But it was very beautiful walking down the trail. And at the end of the trail was Honeymoon Beach, just a spectacular beach. And it was actually my first time on Honeymoon. And now it is my favorite beach on St. John. And speaking of the beaches, you have so many to choose from when you're looking at visiting St. John. And one of the things that was mentioned in the video, with the island being 2/3 a national park, the beaches that are in the park are also protected, like Trunk Bay. So these are going to be some of the most beautiful, pristine beaches in the world that you're going to experience on St. John. So again, this is why I say it's perfect for those clients who are beach bums, who just kind of want to hang out on the beach and explore a different beach every day. And then great for snorkeling as well. This is Maho Bay. You'll get great sea turtles out there any given day, just out swimming around, doing their own thing. So you have a great opportunity to interact with marine life as well in St. John. So just wanted to keep on your list for your clients who are looking for a special vacation experience. So moving on to St. Croix, she is the largest of the 3 U.S. Virgin Islands. And as I mentioned, you get to her by seaplane. And again, the views on takeoff and landing are spectacular.
When flying into St. Croix, be sure to grab a window seat. If there's one color that defines the Caribbean, it's blue. And the blue of St. Croix is simply incomparable. From pristine beaches to historic gems preserved for decades. But don't be fooled. There's plenty more to see and do on this island than just the beach. Experience it all in the next 60 seconds.
Here on this U.S. Virgin Island, one of the best places to rise with the sun is at Point Udall, not too far from some of St. Croix's most unique and scenic hotels. Start your day off with an adventurous ride to witness breathtaking scenery, and then head to the famous Buck Island to enjoy this crystal blue sea. Now this is island life. But what would island life be without food? Well, here on St. Croix, stop by the farmer's market for some fresh produce and be sure to swing by Cast Iron Pot or Lorraine's Chicken Shack and eat your heart out. From fine dining to local Caribbean desserts, if it's one thing St. Croix has plenty of, it's certainly authentic Caribbean cuisine. Spend the rest of your afternoon getting your history fix at Fort Christian Vern. Or watching special performances by local quadrille dancers or the Moco Jumpies. And kick off the perfect island night watching the sunset with a special craft cocktail from some of the island's best bars and lounges. So, what are you waiting for? It's time to take on St. Croix and feel a vibe like no other.
Now, hopefully after that video, you can really kind of get into the feeling of St. Croix and what it's all about, because there's so much going on that island. We like to call it our cultural bearer because you have so much history and culture around every corner in St. Croix. And the video does a really great job kind of highlighting some of the fun things to do in St. Croix. And there's quite a bit: zip lining, ATV tours, horseback riding. As I mentioned, the cuisine on St. Croix. I'm from St. Thomas, but St. Croix really, really has some of the best food in the Caribbean. So if your clients are foodies, they will definitely enjoy their vacation experience in St. Croix. The rainforest is another great experience to have in St. Croix. You can do guided tours or ATV tours of the rainforest. It's definitely a must to experience when your clients are in St. Croix. And then while you're on your trip through the rainforest, you can end at one of our beautiful tide pools, Analay Bay tide pools. These are such beautiful tide pools to take in. You just climb over some of the rocks there and you get into that beautiful water, and it's just a wonderful, beautiful experience. Great little soft adventure for your clients who are looking to do some adventure on their vacation. And then how about this man? He is so cute. So in the rainforest at the Domino Club, there is something that we call the beer drinking pigs. Have you ever seen anything like this before? But don't worry, it's not actual beer that they're being fed. But it's just another great opportunity to have an experience that's off the beaten path when you're on vacation in the U.S. Virgin Islands. So definitely make sure your clients know about the pigs when you do their rainforest tour in St. Croix. Great diving as well on St. Croix. So for your clients who are dive enthusiasts, definitely look at St. Croix. There are dozens of dive sites all along the north shore of that island, and you have the opportunity to log various dives. So you got nighttime diving, pier diving, shore diving. We have the wall at Cane Bay. So you have a lot of great opportunities to really get some good diving in. So it definitely is an island you want to make sure your divers are aware of. So I'm going to go through a little bit on our hotel product because this is always something I'm asked about, just to kind of give you a snapshot. This is not everything in the U.S. Virgin Islands, but this is a lot of what is offered for your clients in terms of accommodations. So I'm going to start off with some of our larger properties first, so more resorts. So the Ritz-Carlton, you have about 180 rooms here. They just recently completed a multi-million-dollar renovation right before COVID hit. So they've added a new pool. All the rooms have been updated, cabanas. So this is going to be your most high-end option in the U.S. Virgin Islands in terms of hotel accommodations. Margaritaville is another great property. It's also on the east end of the island in St. Thomas, not far from Red Hook. So you'll be close to hopping that ferry over to St. John, staying at Margaritaville. And they're also close to Cookie Point Beach and Coral World, where there are a lot of great aquatic activities to take in as well. The Buccaneers on St. Croix, you've got 138 rooms here. It sits on 341 acres, 3 beaches here, 18-hole championship golf course, tennis, pool. So it's a really great property if you're looking for the most high-end option on St. Croix. That would be the Buccaneer. Then for those folks who are always looking for all-inclusive, St. Croix has one all-inclusive. It is the Divi Carina Bay Resort and Casino, and it is also an adults-only property as well. So if your clients are in need of both of those things, then the Divi Carina Bay is definitely the property you're going to want to suggest to them. The Westin St. John, this is another pretty large property on St. John. It's 174 rooms. The thing about this one, though, it is a timeshare, so they don't have 174 rooms in their hotel inventory. So it's always tight to get in here. So if you're ever looking for the Westin and you're frustrated, why can't I find it? That's why. But if your clients are interested and they want to get in, it's a beautiful property. There is a beach here at this resort as well, and a massive pool, as you can see, beautiful grounds. So it is a great property to suggest to your clients looking to do St. John. The Carambola Beach Resort. This one is in St. Croix. Very unique property. It actually sits at the edge of the rainforest. So you see it's kind of nestled down in there. Very kind of secluded property. If you're looking for a more laid back, quiet vacation experience, they have a trail through the rainforest that starts from this property as well. For divers, there's a dive shop on property too, and you can go diving right off the property, right at Carambola. So just a couple of really cool things to keep in mind. Frenchman's Reef, most of you maybe already know, they're going to start taking reservations again mid-May. About roughly 500 rooms here. They're also going to have luxury accommodations down on the Morningstar Beach. So it's going to be really 2 properties in one. So we are anxiously awaiting its reopening in St. Thomas. So make sure you keep your eyes open for it for your clients. Back on St. Thomas again, Secret Harbor, some more smaller property, more intimate, also on the east side of the island. Condo style accommodations here. So unfortunately, if mom has to cook while on vacation, this is a good property to suggest to your clients, right on the beach as well. So it's a really good one for families. Belongo Bay. So this is going to be our only all-inclusive on St. Thomas. So again, if your clients are interested in the all-inclusive experience, then your 2 options are going to be the DB Carina Bay in St. Croix and then Belongo Bay in St. Thomas. The Hideaway Hull Bay, this is a lovely new property, small, intimate feel as well. Villa, condo style accommodations here. There's a farm on the property as well. So it's lots of farm to table meals that are offered right there at Hull Bay. Beautiful, beautiful beach. The beach is actually also really great for surfing. So you can get some really good waves, catch some good waves at Hull Bay. But it's a really, really lovely property to look at in St. Thomas. Of course, our At Home in the Tropics. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but it's a beautiful bed and breakfast located in the heart of Charlotte Amalie, in the middle of the historic district. 4 units. You're talking about intimate? Yes. So beautiful pool as well. Jessica is going to give us a deep dive in just a moment, but it is a beautiful property to keep on your radar for your clients as well. Gallows Point in St. John, also condo stops to Cruise Bay, where you're going to find all of your shopping and dining options. As you can see, there's a pool. There's a small pebble beach as well. But again, remember, the lure of St. John is traveling to all the different beaches that are on the island. That's what's going to make the experience for you. But you can walk from here down into Cruise Bay and go have lunch, dinner, breakfast, go shopping, do a lot of stuff right there in the middle of Cruise Bay with Gallows Point Resort. Estate Lindholm is another property in St. John. Beautiful views right near the national park as well. So you're close to all of the floral and fauna. The grounds are beautifully kept. There's a pool as well, not far from Cruise Bay. You could walk it, but I wouldn't, but it is close to Cruise Bay. So again, you'll be close to all of the shopping and dining, staying at Estate Lindholm. Seashore Allure is another beautiful intimate property also in Cruise Bay in St. John. You have a pool, again, no beach, but remember, St. John, you want to go and explore all the different beaches that that island has to offer. Back on St. Croix, we have some beautiful boutique properties that have been reimagined. The Waves at Cane Bay, only 11 rooms. So it's a beautiful, intimate boutique property, great restaurant and bar right on the property as well. Beautiful, beautiful sunsets. Beautiful property for your clients to experience. Speaking of sunsets, Sandcastle on the Beach is another one in St. Croix. This property is in Frederickstead. Restaurant and pool on property. Beautiful beach, great for snorkeling, swimming. They also do resort passes for your cruise ship passengers who are coming into St. Croix. So if you're interested in maybe spending your time in St. Croix, just hanging out on the beach and having a drink in your hand, definitely get in touch with me and I can put you in touch with Sandcastle so you can arrange that for your clients when they're coming in on cruise ships to St. Croix. The King Christian Hotel is another beautiful property, also been reimagined. Back when I was a kid, King Christian was a really popular spot, very popular hotel. So it's had a few changes over the years. So now it is back. Beautiful modern decor, pool area as well. They have their peacock room, and they're close to a lot of restaurants like Caroline's. They have a cigar bar around the corner, so it's kind of more posh for your clients here at King Christian. It's in Christiansted, so while there's no beach, you are close to all the dining and the shopping and activities and attractions. Livongo, some of you may have heard about Livongo. So we have hundreds of uninhabited keys all throughout the U.S. Virgin Islands. And Livongo, even though it was not inhabited before this property came here, it's one of those small little keys. So Livongo is perfect for your clients who want to do a little upscale glamping. So if your clients are looking to do something a little different on their vacation experience, they can certainly get that at Livongo. And then the Wharfside Village Hotel, also back in St. John, also right in Cruise Bay. It's about 15 rooms, European style decor. I believe it was a hotel previously, but again, reimagined. So again, a great option for your clients right there in Cruise Bay. You don't have to drive to most of your fun stuff except for the beaches. They can just walk out and have their dining and shopping experiences right outside their door. We are known for villas in the USVI, especially St. John. So if you have especially multi-generational clients, consider our villa product, because we do offer quite a bit in the U.S. Virgin Islands that your clients will probably find to their liking. So definitely, I always refer people either to Wimco Villas or Villas of Distinction, Island Destinations. Those are some really great wholesalers to go through to book any of our villas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Our crude yachting vacation business really exploded over the pandemic. It's a fantastic way to see the Caribbean. It's like an all-inclusive vacation experience on the water. So your clients would have their captain, a chef as well, and you can just sail throughout the U.S. Virgin Islands, experiencing some of those uninhabited keys that I mentioned earlier. So if that is something that is of interest to your clients, just know they can definitely do that in the U.S. Virgin Islands. No need to leave our waters. They can stay in the U.S. I'm not going to mention those other folks on the other side, because you really can have a superior sailing experience in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Last few things, just want to encourage you all to become a specialist, a USVI specialist. We have 3 different disciplines: leisure, travel, romance, and multi-generational. The program is offered through Travel Agent University. They're not very long, so it won't take you very long to complete the program and become specialists. And this is how you get on one of our coveted FAMs. So you have to become a specialist first. So make sure you go through that program, and we'll have you in our database. If you're already booking the USVI, thank you, thank you, thank you. We want to reward you by giving you some rewards in our system. So just go to usvirewards.com and log your bookings. We've got a lot of great gifts in there for you for your bookings. So if you have any bookings on the horizon, or at least one from the past, go in, log it, and then you can be eligible for some of our great prizes. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to stop here. You can always find us on social media. So these are some of the different handles that we have on social media. And then if you want to find me on Facebook, you can just type my name, K Kitchens, and then put DOS USVI, and you'll find me. And I'm always posting some really cool stuff on my Facebook page about the destination as well. So I'm going to stop here and turn it over to Jessica.
Thank you, Kay.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you today and share a little bit more about our property. Let me just load this up real quick. All right. So we are a 4-bedroom bed and breakfast destination, and I'm just going to roll through this. And if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer whatever you guys would like to know. Our property is in the heart of the historic district. We were built in 1803. It's a quiet residential neighborhood. You never feel crowded or overwhelmed at our location. There's always room by the pool. There's no worrying about, are you going to get a good spot? All the spots are good. Everything is walking distance from our location in town. Your guests can expect a relaxing and tranquil escape. when they stay at our property. We are also sustainable. That's a important thing for a lot of people, and it's important for us too. We want to keep the Caribbean beautiful for years to come. And so we have retrofitted this historic home with 50 solar panels and 3 Tesla power walls. We collect and filter all of our own rainwater. We don't sell plastic bottles. We have refillable containers for guests to use while they're here that they can take with them. And we also work really hard to support local agriculture. We grow a lot of the food that we serve on site. So we are very much a farm to table concept here. And if we can't grow it, we work with farmers across the island who do. We're also composting here, and we are a Virgin Islands Clean Coast certified business and TripAdvisor Green Leader Gold environmental certification. We're your innkeepers. It's a lot more of a personal experience. That's a picture of my dog, Ocho. We joke with him as a guest relations ambassador because he's always there for a pet. He welcomes everybody. And then my husband and I are really invested in making sure that every person who comes here has the best vacation possible. We can help plan whatever aspects of their trip, and whether they're high adventure, if they want to go zip lining and they want to do boat days, or if they want to find a quiet beach. We live here, we experience it every day, and we can make recommendations for them that are very personal. And our goal is to have every one of our clients fall in love with the islands the way that we did. Each one of our guest rooms is thoughtfully appointed. We have comfortable furniture. It's a calming palette of aqua and white, everything that you would expect: air conditioning, refrigerators for each room, smart TVs, Wi-Fi. All of the rooms have king beds. We supply all the towels that they would need throughout their stay. And each room has beautiful, breathtaking views of the harbor. And I have a few photos here just to sort of show off how our guest rooms look.
Is that Ocho?
That's the other one. Our location is really perfect for active adults. We have lots of folks who are here celebrating a honeymoon or an anniversary. Today we have folks who are getting married on St. Thomas. But lots of special birthdays, parents who want to get away from their wonderful children and have a kid-free vacation, girls' trips, ladies who have gone to college together, getting back together and having a good time. And a lot of celebration of life's different milestones, whether it's an anniversary, a retirement, a graduation. That's pretty much our main clients. Again, we're quiet. It's adults only environment. I prepare a gourmet breakfast every day for people. They can walk to town, and we are very centrally located. While you're here, we have a lot of things available for your guests to borrow: beach chairs, snorkeling equipment, coolers. There's a lending library. We also have a cache of sunscreen and bug spray in case they forgot to bring it. We want to make things easy once they're here. There's a little honor bar, locally crafted spirits, crafted beers that are brewed on the island, wine and soft drinks available for sale. But we are not looking to nickel and dime people. It's just a couple of little things that are available for them. Everything else is included in their price. Charlene, I see your question. Some of the best beaches are about 8 minutes away. So we're 8 minutes to Megan's, 8 minutes to Brewers, and 15 minutes out, it's going to be, all of the beaches are accessible from our location. While your clients are here, we are available to help them as much or as little as they need. Some of the reasons that you might choose us: we are the top-ranked small hotel on TripAdvisor, and we have been for years. We have a 4.9 rating on Expedia and 9.8 on hotels.com. It's pretty close to perfect. We have also been noted as one of the best places to stay by Condé Nast, Hemispheres, Travel and Leisure, and Travel Elite. And all of that is within the last 4 years. Our location is perfect to explore the island. If you have clients that are interested in experience different aspects of life in the Caribbean, culture, and the history of St. Thomas, you are right in the heart of it. You do not need a car while you're here. There are plenty of taxis that are available. And there is no Uber or Lyft on the island. It is also a very safe location. We have a lot of solo female travelers here. One of the things I mentioned before is the value. There are no hidden fees. And we are always here to help your guests figure it out. It's not like they're on their own. So you always have like a friend who's here. We've done some recent renovations, the pool, the deck, the landscaping, breakfast bar, and expanded our kitchen garden. The previous year, we refinished the pool again. We have gorgeous iridescent tile and coral tiles, new air cons, and recycled glass breakfast tables. In 2020, we had some time on our hands, so we got some new guest room furniture during the pandemic. But it is our goal to constantly be improving and maintaining the property to keep our home and the guest experience beautiful. Here's some pictures of the newly renovated pool area. It's really a gorgeous place to relax and spend your day. And this is the entryway of the home. So that's where guests enter from, that gate. Kay has mentioned breakfast a few times. Each day we serve a different dish. We highlight the best of what is in season and locally grown on the island. Our guests rave about our homemade breakfasts. Some of the examples are, I make homemade breakfast pâtés. It's eggs and meat and cheese combined inside of a delicious pâté dough. Banana pancakes, because we have a small banana grove on our property. Breadfruit hash. We also have a breadfruit tree. And tomorrow's menu is spice waffles with my homemade pineapple syrup. If you have guests that have dietary concerns, whether they're vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or have other food allergies, that's something that I can accommodate with advance notice, so please let me know in advance. We do have a 3-night minimum stay, 5-night during Christmas and New Year's. This is our current rate program. So Harborview rooms are a little bit less expensive. It's $369 a night plus tax, and the balconies are $409 plus tax. Shoulder season, it's a little bit less. There are no additional resort fees, energy fees, or other miscellaneous fees. You can book online or over the phone, and we also do work with Expedia. I'm sure that you know how you would like to get paid. So the more that you sell us, the higher commission percentage that we do offer to guests, to travel agents. The best way that we would prefer is, of course, a direct booking through our website. Or if you prefer to work through the Expedia program, that's an option for you as well. And that's an evening shot of the pool, so I wanted to say thank you. I can also show a quick video that showcases our property and the area that we're located. And yes, the pineapple syrup is delicious. I see those comments. Thank you very much. Let me see if I can load that real quick.
I don't need the pancakes. I just need the syrup.
Play. All right. I'm trying to answer the questions that are in the chat one at a time.
Well, we can chat too, and then
Okay.
I can throw questions out to you to make sure we get all the questions answered. But one thing I wanted to mention, or two things, and even looking at the video, you guys, a lot of people always think about staying beachfront and beachside when you come to the Caribbean, which is always wonderful. But the history that surrounds you staying in Charlotte Amalie at home in the tropics is not to be underrated. And you and I were talking about that, Jessica, with the synagogue being there. We have the second oldest synagogue in the Western Hemisphere, not far from her property, the 99 steps that your video showed, which was how, well, there are kind of a lot of different theories as to why those steps were there, but how the help would come from up top down to the waterfront and Market Square area. That was the quickest way to get up and down the hill. And then easy reading. We were just talking about The Marriage of Opposites. It's a great book. If you guys like to catch up on your reading, or your clients like to catch up on their reading while they're on vacation, recommend The Marriage of Opposites to them when they're coming to St. Thomas, because it's all about downtown Charlotte Amalie, Camille Pissarro. So you can really get a lot of, you'll just be soaking up all the history right there. Staying at home in the tropics. So I just had to say that little plug, because
thank you very much.
It's just so beautiful down there at downtown Charlotte Amalie. So let's get a couple of these questions in. Okay, somebody's asking, do you offer travel agent rates?
We can. So we can offer a discounted rate as opposed to a commissioned rate. It's up to you.
Okay. Okay, so I get this a lot. Handicap accessibility for your property?
Unfortunately, we are not. We are located on one of the historic step streets. So from the top of the step street, it is 18 steps down on a publicly maintained step street in order to get to the front gate.
So for your clients who have challenges, that's probably...
We're probably not the best fit.
Right, exactly. All right. Miss Karen is asking if you have any outdoor showers, or do you have a spa?
We do not have any outdoor showers. Each room has its own private bathroom, but they are inside, and we can have spa services brought in. We work with different masseuses if somebody wants to have that done on site, but other than that, we don't have a full service spa.
So Miss Robin, she's familiar with the area. She's asking, are you up the hill?
So we are up the hill.
So maybe for the people who are familiar with St. Thomas, maybe if you could describe a little bit where you are actually located.
Okay, so if you are familiar with St. Thomas, if you know where Fort Christian is located, we are directly up the hill from Fort Christian. If you are not familiar with that, if you look at the waterfront and you see a map of St. Thomas and you see the big red building and the legislature, we are up on Government Hill. So we are located next to Government House and on Blackbeard's Hill. So right in the heart of town, minutes to everything, but quiet and away from all the hustle and bustle. And it's a really nice neighborhood.
And just to piggyback off of what you said, Jessica, you had mentioned girls' trips. So if any of you guys are interested in, let's say, carnival, you have maybe want to do carnival, this is a great spot, because you're walking distance to Juve, the village, the parade route, and you can get dressed in your room and then head out to carnival. So,
I will say that is the only time of the year that it's not quiet. So that is when the festivities are right here. You cannot stay any place closer.
But the rhythm, you'll be naturally in rhythm to the music and the sounds and the vibes coming up from the waterfront.
There were a couple other questions in here that I'll also just answer for the group. About the dog. Yes, our dogs are here. They live on site, but they are our pets. They love to interact with the guests. But if you have a client that is not a dog person, we are more than happy to keep them inside. It happens every once in a while that we have somebody who doesn't love dogs. So they're not offended. And somebody else asked another question. Robin asked about a basic place that had shared bathrooms up the hill.
That's the one who was
That
trying to
would
figure out where you were.
that would not be describing us. There are no shared bathrooms here, so that would be some other location.
Somebody
Yeah.
was asking about the video, if they could have access to that.
Sure. It's on our YouTube page, but I can try to figure out how to. Can I upload that into the handouts?
You probably can, or you can probably put the link in the chat, or
Okay.
you can, when you follow up with everyone, you can put the link to it in your follow up. If
Okay.
you'd like to do that too.
Let's see.
And all the videos on the USVI end as well are available on our YouTube page, which is Visit USVI. So just go to our channel, Visit USVI, and you can find all of the videos that I shared with you here. Question about the dining. How far in advance should someone request special dietary things?
So if at all possible at the time of booking, so that I have plenty of time to prepare, but with as much advance notice as you have. It cannot always be easy to acquire some allergen-free ingredients here on a small island. So the more time that I have, the easier that will be for me to prepare something for your clients.
Okay.
And I just posted the link to the YouTube video there for everybody.
Good.
See if I
somebody's going to get the book. Yes, Marriage of Opposites. It's a good book.
It is.
Let's see. We said about the outdoor showers because I lost my place. I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. That might be... Okay, Samantha was asking about resorts that offer wedding packages. Yes, a lot of our properties do offer wedding packages and have wedding planners on site. The larger properties like the Buccaneer, Ritz, Divvy, some of the smaller, more intimate properties, maybe not. It just depends. So yes, the larger ones, even like Secret Harbor as well, they do too. So yes, wedding packages with planners are available. We mentioned how close you were to the beaches. I think we hit everyone. I think we got all the questions in. So if you guys do have additional questions about the destination or about At Home in the Tropics, you will have all of our contact information in the follow-up. And again, you can follow me on Facebook, K Kitchens DOS USVI, and I will be happy to interact with you. I oftentimes do messenger back and forth with a lot of agents, especially on the weekends if something comes up. So feel free to connect with me there and reach out to me with any questions or anything that you have. Miss Lacey, I see your question about being a specialist. I'm going to put my email here. So just email me so I can look in our system and see if I see you in there, if you're not sure, if you're a specialist or not. I know you do cooking, but is this something you do for all the residents? So Miss Virginia is asking, do you offer the cooking for all of the residents?
For all of our guests, yes.
Okay, for all of your guests. I think I saw one or two right above her. So just to reconfirm, your clients they can book their clients with you through the website and earn a commission.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes, I have to know that they're booking a travel agent, so I need some communication from them, but yes.
Okay, very good. All right, I think we got, somebody's asking about drink service at the pool.
So we have a small honor bar. Guests are welcome to get drinks from there, and they can also purchase locally crafted spirits and mix their own. So it's a more economical drink service.
And now somebody is asking about lunch and dinner.
So there are a ton of restaurants that guests can walk to from our location. The only meal that we serve is breakfast, but there's lots of different options within a short walk for them to experience.
And again, that's kind of one of the big lures of staying at her property because, I mean, a lot of really great restaurants right there in downtown Charlotte Amalie. So for those clients who like to kind of be on the go and be in the center of everything going on, it is a perfect destination. And then Chelsea is asking, when is Carnival? So Carnival for St. Thomas is in April. It's the whole month of April, but the last week is where you're going to get the most of the festivities, the last week of April. And sometimes it does spill over into May, but not this year. So Chelsea, if you want to either send me an email or you can find me on Facebook, I have the Carnival schedule posted. And you can, if you want to send your clients down, and they can take part in the parade, be in a troupe, do the whole outfit, the whole 9 yards, and party. I actually had a travel agent. She was on a fam with us last year to St. Croix, and she said, I'm coming back for the Cruisian Christmas Festival. And she did. And she brought a whole group with her. And they did the full immersion. And she was exhausted, but she had the time of her life. She was posting at 3 o'clock in the morning saying, why am I still up? So it's just so much fun. It's something really everybody should experience. Thank you, Gina. April 26th through the 30th. It's really something that everyone should experience at least once in their life. And ours is the best. I mean, I'm a little biased, but it is the best. You know, it's a U.S. territory, and you really have 3 carnivals to choose from. So St. Thomas has theirs in April. St. John has theirs over the 4th of July. And then St. Croix has the Christian Christmas Cruisian Festival. So you have 3 opportunities to get in on all the action. So there's no excuse not to. With that easy airlift and all the options to get in, there's really no excuse. So put it on your bucket list. So thank you guys. And thank you, Jessica, so much for your time. And those of you who've been with us on several of my webinars, we have some more coming your way. So John, the specialist program is U.S. Virgin Islands Specialist.com. I'm putting it in the chat. So that's where you go to find it. So yes, tune in for the next webinar coming up. I can't recall who it is, but it's somebody fun and exciting, because that's all we have in the USVI, fun and exciting vendors and opportunities for you. So thank you guys again, and we will see you the next time we meet. All right. Have a great
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.